Hello and welcome. I have something a little bit different to show you today. This is a journal that I have made as part of a journal swap with the beautiful Clara. And I will put her details in the description for this video because Clara made me a journal as well, obviously, which is really exciting. She has a video, but I'm not allowed to watch it yet because the journal is still coming in the mail. And I am posting this one off to Clara today. So, yes, very excited to show you what I have made her. Before I start though, I have got very bad seasonal allergies. It's spring here in Australia, so my voice is different. I'm not allowed to laugh because that will make me cough. So I'm just going to do my best today because I definitely want to show this journal. And I want to take my time going through it. Normally I put this sort of video on my Instagram, but I think I need to show this on my channel. So I was talking to Clara and I asked her favorite color was a dusky pink, which is not hard for me to find things, and also the shabby sort of chic look. Now with the cover here, I've got some beautiful crocheted blossoms that I've stitched on. I have some beautiful antique beads as the blossom centers, and I've fussy cut a butterfly out of some fabric and just hand stitched that on. As I said, it's spring here in Australia, so that really inspired this journal cover. I've used a vintage quilt piece and I have done some hand stitching with some silk ribbon that you normally use in ribbon work. On the spine here, I've done my sort of, I won't say signature because I don't like to sort of say that, but I often do this sort of beaded detail down the spine. And that of course is the back cover. I have done the silk ribbon stitching around the edge there as well. So this journal has a really nice sort of soft, cozy feel. And flipping inside, oh, before I do that, I'll just show you the beaded dangles coming off those signature strings. Those leaves are actually antique glass, and I've got some antique beads on there as well. So that's the beaded dangle. Oh, I've got some explosion of prettiness there. Okay, so inside cover. In this pocket, I have a little stack of ephemera. I'm calling it a little stack. So I've just woven a ribbon through, but there's a couple of little pieces. So I've just fussy cut a flower. That's a Will's cigarette card. I thought that was the perfect color of rose. Now this pocket here, it is a C. So I've hand embroidered a C from an antique pattern, and I didn't actually have any instructions, so I've really had to make it up myself, and hopefully it does look like a C, but you know, I've made it quite obvious now. No laughing, no laughing. Okay, so tucking that back in there. Bow here, I've put one of Emily's beautiful flowers. I've just sort of threaded that through at the top there for something a bit exciting at the start of the journal. I've used quite a few of my kits and a lot of fussy cutting. I'm really getting into fussy cutting at the moment, which surprises me actually, because normally I get my mum to do it. No laughing. Okay, butterfly there, belly band, and some vintage wallpaper, some of my favorite wallpaper there. That is a postcard from a kit, and I just print double-sided for something interesting on the back, but you can still journal, and a little ruffle there, so it sort of helps to keep it in the belly band, and this is on a beautiful antique French legal document. I have a Belgian telegram there, and I love those pastel colours. A little tuck spot with a printable, some ledger with hand-dyed eyelet and some French embroidered trim. This is a library card I've just tucked in there, and this is that Tim Holtz 3D rose embossing folder, so Clara can write something on a piece of paper and just stick that to the back if she wishes, or make that into a pocket somewhere else in the journal. And that's the signature beads, this signature string beads. Here is another piece of ephemera. I've just sort of shabbied that around the edge to make it look a bit more real. I just love the handwriting. And embossed paper with a fussy cut flower, and that's the other side of the telegram. Some of Heather's beautiful handmade paper. Look at the gold flecks in there, and I just think the colours just matched in beautifully. A fabric pocket with a butterfly at the bottom, another little fussy cut flower, a printed page with a lace ruffle, and this would have to be one of my favourite dangles, a beautiful glass heart-shaped bead with a rose detail on it. I just love that, so gorgeous. This is a printed page with a butterfly, a little bit of lace, and look how beautiful that. It's a velvet blossom with some bullion stitched rose. This is not my handiwork. I cannot, bullion stitch and I are not friends, but I just wanted to share that special piece with Clara. Little bit of detail there. I don't actually stick the wings of my butterflies down because I like a little bit of lift and movement, even though they sort of look a bit flat. You can sort of flick them up. Beautiful simple page, 1898, this ledger from the US. A little bow, some vintage wallpaper, embossed paper, and I've made these big tags, double-sided with the printing, and these are collage pages from one of my kits. I've just fussy cut a wallpaper flower there and put some dyed paper doily as a little detail. Silk ruffle, and there's a beautiful heart-shaped, that's an antique bead. You can tell because they press the two sides of the glass together so they don't line up, and I just love that detail, and that's with avocado dyed paper. This is from a printable kit, and I had these as spares, and I thought how fun to tuck them all into a pocket. And so there's 3 of them, and you've got this sort of sticking out the side, or there's the side view for people that like myself, that like to see the pretty, you know, bits popping out. Book page, I chose this because of the pretty pink bloom. Another fussy cut flower with some lace. I'm just going to have a sip of water. Okay, so on this page I made this little avocado dyed die cut heart and just stamped Clara on there. I thought that was a really sweet sort of personal touch, and that's another piece of ephemera from a kit just tucked into a lace pocket, and a tab at the top with a little detail. Another beautiful big tag with a fussy cut flower and some doily, and more. There's lots of fussy cutting as you can see, and some more of that gorgeous vintage wallpaper. I like how these big tags sit in these sort of open pockets. They don't move around. I had a few butterflies left over and I just thought they looked so beautiful on that page, just sort of stuck on there fluttering through. This sticker is from an Etsy shop, an Australian Etsy shop. I'll try and link that in the description. But she has some beautiful fussy cut stickers or die cut stickers, I'm not sure. But yeah, I just thought that was beautiful. And that is a wax seal that I've just coloured with one of those gold pens. And that's on a printed page. Lace at the bottom of this pocket. There's beautiful details going on that page. Another big tag, and here I've got one of my laminated collage pieces, and I've just tied that together with a little bow at the top. And here's another butterfly. I've just pinned that button on there, on that little piece of trim. So I'm loving the details there. On the back here, I just tucked one of these tags. I didn't put a topper on, but I just like that it adds something to that page. Beautiful fabric pocket there. On this tag, I just fussy cut a flower and I glued half of it so that it's a little tuck spot for that piece of ephemera, and there's some trim at the bottom there. I thought that was a lovely surprise. It is hidden by the pocket, but it's kind of nice to have a little surprise. A little collaging down the bottom there, and this is another book page with a beautiful pink blossom, and they're actually rose quartz, so antique rosary beads, rose quartz beads, and an antique leaf. I love those dangling down. They make such a beautiful sound. Another fussy cut and postcard with a ruffle at the bottom and a belly band. I just sort of overlap that ruffle just to keep it in place. Bit of trim on the side there. What I did here was a little cluster down the bottom here, and then I was going to actually stick this printable onto the page, but I made it into a pocket, just put a little bit up there. So there's a pocket up here and a pocket there, and this is actually wallpaper, this tag. I just thought it looked really cool sticking up the top there, sort of some nice layering. A printed page with some really beautiful lace, normally bright white. This is Dutch trim, and it comes in a really bright white, but I have avocado dyed most of mine just to take that brightness and turn it into a dusky pink. So that's, I think, the perfect pink colour. Some beautiful ribbon work here on velvet. This is not my creation, but it's a piece that I wanted to share with Clara, and a butterfly on a printed page. Another tuck with some journaling space. I've tried to balance the journaling space and the decorations as best I can. Another beaded dangle there. A little cluster. I did hand tear that because I didn't want it to be square. I wanted it to have a little bit of shape and movement. And a butterfly, some trim, some Locta paper. Has a beautiful texture. This is a French ledger, and here I've used an antique postcard, and it's a little tuck spot, and I just put a bow on the top. This is a beautiful page from a antique fashion book in the center there. In this lace pocket, this is a wallpaper tag, so that's actually original wallpaper, and just a piece of ephemera tucked in there for a layered look. Another little tab there. Some more of Heather's beautiful handmade paper. It just works beautifully in this journal. And there's a fussy cut flower. Again, just pulling out the tag. I've stuck that on. That's another printed ephemera piece, and a wax seal that I've gone over with a gold pen with a bow at the top. Just really simple, but I think it has a nice effect. I love the simplicity of this page. So that's a printed page and a fussy cut flower. And in the back here, I've made an envelope out of a hanky. My friend Charisse does this as well. I usually do big hanky-lope pockets, but I wanted to try this as well. So thank you for the inspiration, Charisse. This is a piece of wallpaper I've made into a tag. I love the blossoms on that. A piece of ephemera from a kit, and this is a bookmark that I have painted for Clara. So I sort of made up my own little pink blooms there, but I think the colour matches in beautifully, and I've used this sort of twine as the topper so that when using it as a bookmark you can sort of see it is a little bit different to everything else that's sort of sticking up out of the top, so that Clara can sort of keep her place as she's journaling. So that's a little original piece of art there. I was happy with how that turned out. And yeah, so I'll just pop these back in, and I am so happy to have gotten to the end of this flip through without coughing. I have been unwell for 3 weeks now. It's really annoying me. I just can't shake it. And of course, coughing nowadays in public is so taboo. So I've been basically a very tired recluse. But I'm so happy to have done this flip through of Clara's beautiful journal. I'm posting that off, so I'm really excited for her to get this. I'm even more excited to receive the one that Clara has made for me. I will actually link in the description the flip through she's done of the journal she made for me, but I'm not allowed to watch it. It's so hard. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you to all my subscribers. I'm pushing it now because I really feel like I want to cough, but I'm gonna see how long I can go. No, I won't, because that's terrible. But thank you for sticking it out. My voice does sound different, hopefully not terribly, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.